Hello everyone and welcome back to Rogue Trader. In the last episode we talked to a lot of our friends and we find out that Sister Argenta is after a relic, and we've got a proposition and a very good weapon from Jae, and we started to explore the Coronus Expanse. And we will continue with that, but before that I would like to thank you for you guys, all the support you gave me a channel. I really appreciate it. And now let's look around. Maybe go for the let's do a space battle. How about that? Interesting. Oh, I see, because that would be a different map.
This hallowed vessel's bulkheads will hold strong.
But now we have people in positions. Can we shoot? Yes, we can start shooting. Oh, we can see the shield numbers.
Fire at will! Keep up the pressure.
We don't have a shield master, but and if we are moving there,
All hands prepare for acceleration.
yes, we can shoot during movement.
Macro cannons, open fire!
Okay, we almost got this one.
Salvo! Coordinates set. Make every shot count.
Nice. Is that structural damage or... You can move there and detonate. Let's
Engage
move
the
there
engines.
first.
Salvo!
All right.
Helmsman, take us in. Lance batteries, volley!
Another
Okay.
victory of two great dynasties, Lord Captain.
Now that went much smoother than I anticipated. That was a big help that we can shoot while we are moving. Let's scan. Planets the Kunus expanse are teeming with valuable resources. Before the resources can be harvested, however, an extraticum needs to be set up on the world's surface. Scan the planet, then select the icon of the resource you are interested in to deploy an extracticum. Click Upset to confirm your choice. You can see how many extracticums you have available in the bottom right corner of the screen. Resources are required to develop colonies and complete contracts. You can also use them to trade with various factions. New contracts are now available in the journal. Contracts are requests issued by your colonies. By fulfilling them, you can obtain resources, increase your profit factor, or receive unique items. Sometimes fulfilling contracts offered by one colony can affect the productivity of another colonies. Fulfilling contracts cost a certain amount of resources or share of your profit factor. A contract's description contains both the cost associated with it and the reward you will receive. You can fulfill a contract by selecting it in a journal and clicking Complete Contract. Do you want to set up an extractum to start producing colostrum? Yes, why not? And that's why we have to buy those. Alright. Imperium cartographers and chronicles know this place well. Long ago the planet was a prosperous outpost capable of eclipsing even footfall. There used to be a Cyclopean tomb station on its orbit, a final resting place of Cornelius Soto, one of the discoverers of the Coronus Expanse. The tomb gave its name to an entire system. However, about 400 years ago, an unknown cosmic body rammed into the station, causing it to collapse onto the planet. Not only did the catastrophe kill the settlers, it also made the world uninhabitable for centuries. The crater formed by the station's impact can still be observed from orbit. Soto's tomb became a spectacle for the entire planet. This sorry place has neither life nor loot, but knowing the nasty tricks that life can pull is a treasure in its own right. Okay, that's why that is an ice world. Ooh, a space hulk. Object discovered. Trophies. Fuel. Alright. Let's check out this place. This one runs here. 15 combat. Bonus to combat. And that's it. Yeah, it seems. Now let's level up. Whenever an ally kills prey, the bounty hunter gains half the bonus granted by the undowned prey. Ah, I see. Hunting Surge. When an enemy is killed by a critical hit scored by the bounty hunter on their ally, the bounty hunter gains damage for 2 rounds. Can we have other weapon proficiency? Oh damn! We need level 22 to use that weapon. It's a shame, but very well done. The weapons deal +2 damage and ignore 2 deflections. But we won't use heavy weapons. Let's choose Gruesome kill. Whenever prey is killed, all enemies in the tensor radius around the prey have their agility reduced by for 2 rounds. When the bounty hunter scores a critical hit, they gain perception bonus percentage on penetration until the end of combat stacks. Let's do that. Taunting opportunity. Whenever the vanguard hits an enemy with an attack of opportunity, that enemy must make a willpower resistance test. A failed test, the vanguard becomes this enemy's priority target until the end of the vanguard next turn. Enduring shield. While the vanguard has at least one temporary wound, they gain toughness bonus, parry, and armor. That would be 10. Punish the imprudent. Once per round, whenever an enemy that considers the vanguard a priority target enters a cell adjacent to the vanguard, that enemy provokes an attack of opportunity. Counterattack stance. Defensive stance now has a -10 penalty weapon skill for attacks for opportunity generated by this ability instead of the -20. These attacks of opportunity deal an additional toughness bonus damage. Unyielding resolve. While at maximum stack of unyielding beacon, the vanguard gains 7 resolve. Beacon of might. Start of the vanguard's turn before their temporary wounds are lost. The vanguard gains a plus number of temporary wounds strength for 1 round. That's not a bad deal. 4 wounds when he uses the endure. No, we have to buy him the it will not die. Yes. Now that looks much better. Any psychic thing? No, we need the level 22 for more psychic stuff. We can add to her ballistic skill. That would be 1. Exclusive. Each successful dodge grants the assassin lethality divided by 5% damage for the next successful attack. Whenever an assassin hits an enemy without hitting the enemy's opening, the assassin gains dodge until the start of their next turn. Elusive speed. The assassin is elusive at the start of their turn. They gain +4 movement points and 10 lethality until the end of the Yeah, we have that. That's the elusive shadow. For 1 round, the assassin becomes the lowest target and gains elusive. And if the assassin is elusive at the start of their turn, they gain +4 movement points and +10 lethality. Let's use this because we will use this a lot, and the plus movement sounds nice, and the lethality will come in handy in other talents. Exploit weakness. When the Archmilitant attacks targets that have their armor reduced by any effects applied by the Archmilitant's allies, the Archmilitant deals 10% damage. When the Archmilitant attacks targets that have their deflection reduced by any effects applied by the Archmilitant's allies, the Archmilitant does +2 damage. Critical the Arch Militant gains 3% bonus to critical damage for every stack of versatility. This bonus is capped when the Arch Militant uses cautious approach or confident approach. Oh yes, we have these approaches. And we can't choose any of that. But maybe we should raise her strengths again. And maybe buy the heavy weapon training. That one. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Because we see a heavy bolter, and before we can get the melter gun. Yeah, I think I will develop unless Pascal has medical mechatendrite. The therapist can use their mechatendrite to restore the wounds of an ally once per combat. So he can heal 10 wounds. Wow. Manipulator push. One for the mechatendrite attacks enemies in close combat, pushing them up to 2 cells away and dealing weapon skill plus. Hold on a minute, weapon skill damage. So that's weapon skill plus intelligence bonus damage. This attack has armor penetration. Increasing skirmish protocol. While Pascal is under the effects of Machine Spirit Communion, his melee attacks deal an additional. But that's prediction protocols. Pascal gains protection with melee weapons. Every time Pascal uses plasma or metal weapons, his damage with these weapons increase by. Okay, but he had to shoot every round. That is powerful. And it would go against the medical mechatendrite. However, if we do that one and our first action is to heal someone and then start using plasma. But I like, what's the machine spirit communion applies 1 stack of exploit on all effective. What is the machine spirit communion? Ah, I see. Okay, so if he uses that, then that will also put 1 exploit on all enemies. Okay. So every time Pascal just uses a weapon, it doesn't say it has to hit. Okay, we need that. Pascal will be the ultimate plasma weapon stuff. Okay, let's go to the interesting corpus. When an enemy adjacent to an ally dies, that ally gains a stacking corpus conversion effect. If multiple allies are adjacent to the dead enemy, one is selected at random. The striker next fires psychic power that targets only the target with corpus conversion will work as if the striker's C rating is plus too higher, will not damage the wheel, will not trigger psychic phenomena or perils of the warp, and will remove 1 stack of corpus conversion from the target. Okay, let's read that again. When an enemy adjacent to any allies dies, that ally gains a stacking corpus conversion effect. If multiple allies, okay, the Psyker next psychic power that targets only the target with corpus conversion will work as it. I see. So if someone has this corpus conversion on him, basically he can heal without damaging the wheel. Whenever the Psyker is healed or heals an ally, if the character being healed is already at okay, we know that. Obscure threat. While the Psyker is not in the target's line of sight, the Psyker is in cover, or resistance tests of that target suffer. The Psyker can use damaging psychic power while being threatened by enemies in melee range without provoking attacks of opportunity. Non-damaging, okay. Whenever the Psyker uses damaging psychic power on a target that are 3 cells or farther from the Psyker, the target suffer an additional ballistic skill bonus damage. That's not. And we are not going to raise his ballistic skill. We will raise his weapon skill. Oh! He can have C rating 2. And that's what we choose for him. Okay, and now I think we cleared this system. Oh, there are the different type of resources and the contracts. We have contracts. Oladim Tokara has entered into a trade war with a competitor in the cold trade, having lost several of his Xenotech pursuers. He is in need of a powerful influencer supplier for the forbidden merchandise. I don't see I want to do that. Well, I don't think I want to do that, so flagship, and we can go back here and move, and let's chart new routes. So either way it will be dangerous. Well, it's just not dangerous, it's just unsafe. But let's go and see what happens. I wish to inform you that the Subclavitral's address to the ship to the spirit of the ship have been performed. The techno liturgy and the rite of the machine blessing ended with a Dota meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle set down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the voice ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains unknown. Yet during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the ship's mechanism differs from the analogous force. This spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing of the machine god. Okay, so what does this mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and prepare for new manifestations. The report is received. Thank you, Pascal. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Okay, we safely arrived. Let's visit. And I don't know, can we make a route safe? Okay, we have a few things here. And the hull. Let's move around. Begin scan. Yeah, we need them in mind there. Small human dwelling stands on this bar and deserted planet. Scouts report that the old hermit lives there who spends his day in prayer to the Emperor. Ask the old hermit for a blessing. The Lord's captain surprised the old hermit turned out to be a navigator, and when the old man discovered the noble status of his visitor, he willingly recounted his tale. He had retreated to his planet long ago, back when he was still in his youth, after he had realized that his mind would not withstand frequent forays into the immaterium, the realm of the archery. The hermit spoke with pride about how he had worshipped the Emperor each and every moment of his life. But when he mentioned the golden light of the Astronomicon, his voice quivered. When his guests left, he stared after them for a long time, his gaze filled with sadness. I like this part of the game. Let's check on this space hull. Begin scan. Drifting void ship. Okay, so we can go and explore it. We don't need Hendrix there, for sure. Should we bring Joya or Cassia? Well, both of them are commanders, but Cassia has psychic powers. Let's bring Joya and try or see what she can do when she's under our command. However, comparing her to either Hendrix or Cassia, I think she's more powerful. Oh, no, she is the least powerful of the three. So, she's an officer. Okay, but it's complete. And we can choose. Let's make her a grand strategist. The Grand Strategist chooses one of the combat tactics are for one round. All enemies in that area are forced to reroll successful dodge and parry tests against all attacks. Enemies that suffer damage and are left with less than wounds immediately die. The Grand Strategist chooses one of the combat tactics areas for one round. All attacks by allies in that area will covering against any enemy that fails with resistance test. Covering. Enemies suffer ballistic skill, rate of fire, and weapon skill during attacks against these allies. Cassia chooses one of the combat tactics areas. What is the Grand Strategist analyzes the battlefield and can create specific areas, providing bonuses to all allies, including in the Grand Strategist's front line, back line, and rear. In the first turn, all 3 areas can be created. In the following turn, only one of them can be created. All areas can be moved with the corresponding abilities and cannot overlap. If there are 2 or more grand strategies in the party, the combat tactics areas are common for all bonus and highest intelligence bonus and fellowship bonus of all grand strategies. There cannot be more than one from okay, regardless of the abilities used, the grand strategy always acts first in combat. Grand strategy is one of the combat tactics are for 1 round, all allies in that area gain. Killing zone tech. The grand strategy is one of the combat tactics are for 1 round, all enemies in that area are forced to reroll dodge. Okay. Okay. Grand strategy is intelligence plus fellowship bonus. Deflections. Against area attacks. They do not suffer injuries from receiving damage. Let's do this. Let's do this stronghold stratagem. All combat tactics bonuses are increased by if the area was not moved for 2 rounds. Using a stratagem on a rear area also makes their allies in that area enemies' lowest priority targets for 1 round. Crossfires, and using a stratagem on a frontline area grants allies in the area increased dodge against other allies. Personal combat zone. Allies gain the ability to reposition the combat tactics area they are currently in at the cost of 1 AP. Critical zone. Using a stratagem on a backline area grants allies in that area increased critical hit chance against enemies they are protected by. Cover from. Okay, that's a whole new thing right there. So I simply go with an it will not die for now. And let's check out her equipment. Whoa. Shuriken pistol and splinter pistol and an Aldrich chainsword. Nice. And full grants the Vera 10% dodge. Okay, she has a high armored body glove. I think we have better body gloves than that. Yeah. Frag grenade. We'll see how. She's got a very good ballistic skill. Okay. Okay, we'll see. Oh, poison runs to medical ways. The path to your goal seems easy as long as you do not turn back. Fire ranges in an iron bar. And we already founding.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
How can we get up there? Well, we'll find a way, I think. The stomach turning bloody smears on the wall from a malevolent symbol. The blood seems to have penetrated deep into the metal. Ah, yes.
We should deal with this. Sins hidden in the heart turn all to decay. Duty prevails.
Great. And now we can have these goods. Let's do attack use.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
Let's try again.
What a shameful failure.
Then we use a multi-game.
Just as I planned.
Worth it.
Let us know.
Those sounds produced by the ventilation system created the illusion that the ship is breaking and breathing like a living and terribly sick creature. Oh, I bet we will find some creatures here.
I always keep my options open.
A mad tech priest. This tech priest can barely stand from the many wounds where pieces of flesh used to be blood mixed with voice is seeping out. And we can't talk to him.
Cast your eye there.
Oh, the wheel is really broken here. Okay, we cannot go inside there. Oh. Need a commutator, yes. Ah, that's the machine where it sets for. Okay.
My knowledge has its limits.
And will lead us to fortune. I always get the job done.
Explore as long as we can.
Keep your wits about you.
Other mad tech priest. Clutching the soldering iron in his left hand, the priest casually solders the contacts on the implant in his right hand to the panel. Emperor protects us. This is a house of darkness and corruption. I am a bit hesitant to go down there. But we will go down there eventually.
Always keep your eye on the price.
Yeah, that's what I was told. Let's go. Okay, can we do something about those? No, but we have goods there.
Authorized.
So we have some loot back there. Somewhere. And I don't know if... You know what? It's not worth going there, and I don't see...
I'm at your service.
Since you are already injured, let's run along there.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
What is happening? Okay, let's... Okay, we have cut the power. Alright.
I'll learn from this mistake.
Pressure really is nothing. Perhaps the strange vision was mere trick of the mind. I don't think so. Oh, heretical trophies. I
The
think...
Emperor sets my path. The pain will subside.
The healing is much appreciated.
Okay, we can only remove one, so I won't use 3. But I think we will find something terrible in this ship.
I always have a backup plan.
Scraps of skin and broken nails and teeth are stuck in the rugged grooves of the bulkhead. Someone made a frenzied attempt to scratch the blasphemous symbol into the metal, showing themselves no mercy. Let's check that symbol. We can't really see what's there. A coarse flesh, you betray me. I am drawing in the mire of flesh and sinew, but my spirit longs for the perfection of the machine. Tech comrade, you are in need of a ritual protocol of repair. We will mend you. Yes, we will mend you. Okay.
Is there money to be made? Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
What's that?
Well, that is a trap.
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
I hope these good tech priests won't attack me. Something is there. Okay, we need tech use for that.
Never doubt me.
Keep your wits about you. That's how it's done.
10 weapon skill and +5 strength. Okay. Let's see what kind of gloves. All attacks need to deal an additional damage. We'll leave it there. Maybe Hendrix can use those gloves. Metal feels a little warm and somewhat moist to the touch, remarkably similar to living skin. Ouch. Okay, that doesn't look very good.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Compressor main or agitator. Warning, immune system pressure parameter expected value. Yeah. Setting change new system pressure value 4. 5.
What do we have here?
Trading is just like art. It takes skill and talent.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. And is this the end of the ship? Yeah, it seems like nothing is here. However, I think we will have an encounter leaving the ship. Because Idira said something like that. That when we are want to leave, that's when something will manifest itself.
I always keep my options open. Is there money to be made?
Okay. A little bit. Just a little.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay. That wasn't so bad. Points of interest detected. Begin scan. Not explore. Plasma batteries. Is full of storing loot that is not valuable enough for a mighty cocktail. Drag pieces of loot to remove it and from your screen. It will be packed into a suitable cargo space. Okay. Just that was just general text. Begin scan. There are sects in the Imperial Code whose others believe transgression will be punished after death of a burning planet. This world could serve as one such purgatory. Now let's move there. Okay. Smuggler's cache. Okay, I like that. Provisions. Do you want to set up next Arctum to start producing provisions? Yes. We don't have provisions. And the meaning that they start producing provisions, I don't know what that really means. Cost epsilon. Or we can go back to Furibundus. So we have still have 2 more extractors, so let's travel here. What's that? I want to know what's happening when the route is dangerous. Seemingly nothing happened. Unknown ships, unknown ships. And we have 3 systems. Let's scan a few. Okay, there's nothing here. Oh, we have... Okay. I want to check the journal on the hunt for knowledge. Okay, 10 planet is explored. Let's check this space battle. And then we were going back to Furibundus and hand over the data. And check on the quarantine zone. Maybe something is happened there.
Time to earn your keep, crew.
Wow, that's these are the bigger and better ships. 3 of them.
Make every shot count. Macro cannons, open fire! All hands prepare for acceleration! With the force of a supernova!
And we can restart shield. The shields will be restored at the start of the flashing method. Reloading the power of the shields reduces the flashing speed by 3 and fire by 240.
Make every shot count! Engage the engines.
Let's release
Let the
torpedoes
void sort them out.
and restart shields. Plasma torpedoes. Move there. And detonate.
Coordinates set.
We're moving to the vulnerable side of that ship.
Salvo!
Why do we lose? Let's see if we can use. No.
Keep up the pressure! Make every shot count.
I think there will be in our front arc. Yes.
Lance batteries! Volley! Let them taste our fury.
They pale before our mastery of the void.
And we... Okay, we have some better systems we can salvage. It's always welcome. Now, let's check the ship upgrade. Okay, and we can upgrade. Oh yes, the ships has experience point. Reforms sector of the flagship shields until that sector suffers damage. The reinforced sector has increased chances of absorbing enemy attacks and lose only half of its strength when absorbing damage. Only one shield sector can be reinforced at a time. New heading. While moving the flagship may take its next turn 90 degrees instead of the usual 45. First, the next ship gains +2 extra range. Warp flows of the Immaterium causes an enemy ship to immediately turn, depending on the ship's maneuver. If the enemy ship has suffered hull damage, this abrupt turn additionally deals damage equal to of the ship's missing hull. This control of the nearest torpedo salvo, granting it. Ah, I see. Let's do this new heading. And the extra range. Posts. On top of firing weapons, ships combat involves using abilities from various ships posts occupied by your trusted officers. Increase your ship's level to gain access to new abilities. Each post can have up to 2 basic abilities and 1 ultimate ability assigned to it. Only 1 ability from each post can be used per round. The cooldown time before an ability can use again is determined randomly and can make up 3 rounds. I see. And they are automatically okay, use current ability once, all integrated, no damage. What's the upgrade here? Athletic skills required. Okay. And I want to fix the ship and I forget how to do that. Weapon, other, all. Okay. How can I... Hull repair. There it is. Okay, we are doing good. Let's fight these ships as well and then return to Furibundus. And I wonder if we can have a bigger fleet over time.
Mighty machine spirit, lend us a modicum of thy power.
Wow. The enemy has launched torpedoes, however you can destroy them before they reach you. Torpedoes are always powered in salvos and they do not have shields or hull integrity. Every attack that hits a salvo destroys 1 torpedo per shot. Note, from here on out you may encounter clusters of small ships that follow the same rules in combat as torpedoes.
Helmsman, take us in. Fire at will! Torpedoes away! Coordinates set. Make every shot count. Salvo!
I wonder if we destroy the ship, fire the torpedo. Okay, these are okay. But those torpedoes are guided by these ships. Okay, let's move there first. Extend the range with 2, but still not enough.
Lance battery. Volley!
Was a miss, unfortunately.
Let them taste our fury! Engage the engines!
Okay, first action gains plus 2 extra range. Yeah, but not in every direction.
Macro cannons. Open fire. Make every shot count!
Okay, at least one shot. Yeah.
Let the void sort them out. Coordinates set.
Turning around that so we will show our better shields. How about start with the shields? Damn.
Macro cannons, open fire! All hands, prepare for acceleration.
No! I have doubt maybe we chew off more than we can bite. Okay, but these torpedoes... Wow!
Our technological superiority was obvious.
Rainbow fragments. Okay. Now we are moving back to Furibundus. But before we do that, we fix the ship. Let's make it unsafe. Permission to report, Lord Captain. I keep receiving messages about strange behaviors in certain ship systems. All decks report the uncontrollable opening and closing of doors, gates, and airlocks. They behave erratically and do not obey the operator's commands. Regrettably, this has led to casualties among the crew. The experts have explained that these phenomena are being caused by the machine spirit irascibly and have spent hours chanting litanies to soothe their anger. Unfortunately, many crew members were badly injured before the prayers could stabilize the systems. Okay, let's... Oh no. Drusus blessing. Because we have cargo to sell them. What? But we have... Oh, we have trophies which are... Void Heretic trophies. Add to cargo. Okay, let's... Other. Void Prior Trophies cargo. We can make a cargo out of these. That's great and all, but how can we... Ah, here we go. And we don't have anything else, right? Unfortunately, no. I'm sad about that, but it is what it is. Let's go to Void Dock Alpha Row. It doesn't really matter who are we taking. So let's keep this party going. I hope the welcome party will be less violent this time. Well, we take care of the Anniverse gang, so it should be okay. I also want to visit the guys there, the Explorator. Optimal 22 was his name, because he might be got restocked and we can purchase more extractors. And I also want to see if we deliver the 10 planet knowledge, we can do that again. So it can be as a reoccurring quest. Opticon 22. I have collected planetary data that may interest you. Oh, it's a profit factor. The collected data is of interest significant complaint with the certain for cooperation. The Cognitance fleet thanks for you for your contribution and guarantees the provisions of a superior service indulgent in the form of parts and equipment. Yes, we can do that multiple times to gain profit factor. Okay. And we need that to get more extractum. Then we just go and explore the universe more. Or the Coronus expanse. So we are going back to that system and starting scanning planets again. The vessel stands ready. Okay. Okay, we were there. Lord Captain, I hasten to report the disturbing news brought to me by the machine speeds of the ship. The matter is extremely delicate and concerns Lady Cassia. You see, since her first day abroad, her presence has been a disturbance of the crew's way of life. If you, I have prepared a detailed report. Okay, let's see no guest on this watch and voice my most dance of the division. No, let's deliver the report and we will decide. The first incident occurred immediately after our departure from Europe 5. The Lady Navigator chastised one of the ship's runners, after which he went to his living quarters, killed his family, and then shot himself. The second incident was noted by traversing the warp. The Lady Navigator gave the pilot the wrong instruction and the voice ship was thrown off course. For a matter of minutes, but it was enough for the force material to anger the machine speed enough for them to start fire in the service bay. After that, officers living near the Lady Navigator's quarters began to express extreme emotion. Hysteria, apathy, euphoria, rage. This is quite detrimental to crew morale and performance. The last incident was recorded on footfall. Around 100 living birds were delivered on board during or stay on footfall. Each bird cost a hefty sum, but I have failed to discover their purpose and subsequent fate. I was also told about a conflict between the Lady Navigator and the the seneschal. Alas, with no details, if you like, you can ask Master Versailles directly. Things are even worse with J. Haidari. I intercepted Voxcast in which she promised she would, and I quote, end that Cassia if she ever saw her again. If I may, Lord Captain, the Lady Navigator's state of mind worries me. She is self-contained and does not mesh with the crew at all, which is why everyone avoids her. Even senior officers can be superstitious. I fear that only you are in position to talk to her on an equal footing and improve the situation. For the sake of the crew's safety and that of Lady Cassia herself. Okay, we will do this after we explore. Already explored. Let's go to that world. Natural accumulation of irregularities on solid planetary surfaces has been detected. Probability of occurrence of natural materials high. 7 palasteel, but we already have palasteel. We have limited extractum, so we leave that there. Monastery of the Order of the Hammer. Lord Captain, we have received a transmission from Folstone. It was sent by members of the Order of the Hammer, votaries of Saint Cognatius, whose monastery is the only settlement on the planet. Or rather, it used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel, the Navicia, unloaded several thousand refugees from a planet belonging to rogue trader Winterscale. The Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of aggression and is asking for your lordship protection. Those people are victims, not invaders. Prepare my shuttle. I shall head to the planet and resolve this conflict. Sixscore and 11 days after the feast of the passing of Nicodemus Kifi, the champion of fate disquieted marred the calm of the monastery of the Order of the Hammer. Countess Tortus, so steeped in fear, arrived on Folstone in a star bark. A great apostasy had befallen their home and turned them into an aged wanderer seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Navicia, had betrayed them. Once the unknowing souls in his care had made landfall on the world's surface, he most deviously recalled his shuttles and left, thus ridding himself of his duty to care to the unfortunate lot. Not knowing how they would survive in Folstone's green wastelands, the forsaken people came to the monastery of Saint Cognatius and there they surrounded its walls. They hammered their fists on its gate and implored and wailed, "Take us in, protect us." And what once was a place of serenity and grace was now full of din, disorder, and all manner of despicable. The interlopers brought with them worthful futility and strife, and mayhap also seeds of alluring blasphemies if fiendly heatheners lurked in their midst. After a prayer, Prelate Hectaricus turned his eye to the past in search of instruction. Prelate Hectaricus recalled the first missionaries to set foot on Folstone's vast wastelands, led by the zeal for serving Saint Cognatius, and those missionaries had received the blessing of Nicodemus Kifi, the champion of fate, who had traveled with them in their star bark found this place a humble and pure abode wherein to cultivate wisdom and piety. And Saint Cognatius, a man of great endeavors, a warrior and a wise artificer, never cowered behind the walls of Librarium, but stepped bravely into the darkness, carrying light in the palm of his hand, and he commanded others to do the same. And not only Folston, but many other worlds of the Coronus expanse bear its imprint. And Prelate Hecticaricus did welcome the interlopers warmly as his guest, but he did warn his brethren to keep their vigilance. The brethren and sisters of the Order of the Hammer came forth to meet the strangers, carrying water and protein victuals and medicinal herbs and jugs of promethium. But the crowd came to blow over viands, and blood was spilled, and many were trampled or mauled in the stampede, some of them dwellers of the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their black cows inscribed word of praise the God Emperor on their tactical visors, and went forth ready to render service in battle. With lasguns and bolters they pierced the interlopers with their chainsword and power flails. They struck them. A great and bloody harvest was reaped that day, but the interlopers too scant through their armed walls and scattered their skill in battle, slew many among the monastery's dwellers, for great were their numbers and greater their desperation. The monks fled beyond their walls and rang the vox alarum and shut the gate, and commanded the armed guards to keep watch over the gate, slaying any who approached. A quarrel broke out. The hungry and the sick lay siege to the monastery, begging for help. In their spite, they blocked the water collector and unpowered the generatorium. The faithful in the meantime made ready to resist, and the miracle come to pass. The God Emperor sent his champion, his confidant, his right hand, the road trader of the blessed house, Von Valancius, made the light of his grace remain upon it forever. The best rogue trader. Summon Perhalker and the leaders of the interlopers to hold each to account for their deeds. But I want to move on the iconoclast path. Extended the wheel of protection over the interlopers, taking them into his care, and thereby of all Folston with them. Let's do this. Humbly the Order of the Hammer heeded the God Emperor's confidence and unleashed the unsealed the airlocks and opened the gates of its adobe and threw forth gifts of virtue to reveal the suffering of the ill-stricken. After a prayer, the architect set to work in accordance with the saint's teaching and the parameters set forth in the standard template costume. They erected spacious living quarters and sturdy fort walls for the planetary militia, and the spacious auditorium wherein to trade and store goods, and proud censorum within whose walls clerks and servo bondsmen would maintain order and keep statistical records. And the new yet righteous way of life came to Folston, and the people rejoiced, and all was good. Oh, so only certain worlds, usually the most habitable, are suitable for establishing thriving colonies ripe for development. Completing projects and colony events can earn a rogue trader unique rewards that cannot be obtained through any other means. Projects are the backbone of colony development. Completing them requires resources that can be obtained by exploring planets and cosmic anomalies. Completing projects takes time. While you continue your travels through the Chronos Expanse, you will receive notifications on the screen when a project is finished, informing you that a reward can be now claimed. Wow. Powerful infrastructure Saint Drusus is willing to take the young body of the Fate under its wing. However, the Order of the Hammer accepts these gifts with caution, wary of the figure of Drusus eclipsing their own patronic saint Cognatus in the heart of their flock. Okay, so with just the height drone. Oh. We are getting a flamer. Void, what's that? Hit chance against chaos enemies. Brow shield. What is the amount of profit factor produced by the colony? I see this is just this amount of resources produced by the colony increasing by the... But I think this is, I want Drusians, I want to trade with them. So let's do this. They can produce profit factor. The ability to the colony to cope with negative events on its own. Let's choose this one. I want, but no one in the entire Coronus expanse will make a worthier guardian of the sanctuary of fate than the head of the house von Valancius. A marvelous basilica will be erected in his honor in the world's capital city. It will be decorated with a grand twin statue of the emperor and the rogue trader. Thousands of parishioners and priests will say his name in their daily prayers and bring him reverent gifts. I still get +2 profit factor. I don't get this one, but this means affects the amount of profit factor produced by the colony and speed of projects in the colony, increasing and decreasing them by 10% for each point of complementary respectively. Let's execute this one because this can produce profit factor. Wow. It's already underway, we cannot do. Okay. So there will be more slots. Okay, we just made a colony. You can manage your colonies remotely using the colony management screen. Got it. Colony management. Alright. We have only one colonies right now. Let's explore another. Let's chart new routes. This is an uncharted system. And we have something else. Provision from the ugly world. Ah, there's the ugly world we need to go. Okay, I tell you what, guys, let's visit this system first. Oh damn! Oh damn, I forgot to speak with... Okay. Lord Captain, I bring dire news. A feud has broken out between the clans that maintain the Void Shield arrays. Rumor has it that the late Lady Theodora was seen on the lower decks, and so one of the families called for a rebellion against the usurper of the Void Ship, that is, you. So far no one believes they have met pairs, but unrest has begun at the fringes of the compartment. The ship's enforcers are ready to eliminate the Instagnant clan or pacify the entire Void Fleet crew. The decision is yours. What's the story about Lady Theodora? Rumors of Lydia's presence on the Void Ship had been circulating for a long time and appeared to be a deliberate provocation rather than ordinary drunken ramblings. Perhaps someone is intentionally stirring up the masses to rebel against you, or perhaps it is the influence of the war. Enforcers are already investigating, but right now we need to stop the conflict from escalating any further. As long as the unrest continues, the Void Ship shields will not be operating at full capacity. Find the source of the rumors and punish those responsible. I do not want any unnecessary death. Lord Captain, Essential Verzain would say there are no innocents in such cases. The clans are endangering the entire Void Ship, tussling over a strange and obvious false rumor. If you so desire, I will convey your wishes to the enforcers later, but right now the unrest must be stopped and the people return to their direct duties or be replaced. Then destroy the rebellious clan and find a replacement among the neighboring crews. He has a point. If our Void Shields not operating properly, the whole ship could die. I see to it, Lord Captain. Let's see, we have some goodies in there. What's that? People. The foundation of any rule are workers and soldiers, faceless and nameless, must rank and file. In the eyes of the Imperium, they are mere resource, easily usable and renewable. Oh, one from full stone. Okay. Begins, yeah. Magnetic storm. Magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs the gaze of augur arrays. Only the truly powerful diviner machines may see through the currents of magnetic fluctuation in their blessed vigil and discover the mysteries of this Emperor-forsaken planet. Dr. has decided to leave this unwelcoming world. Maybe he will return here one day. Let's check this one. Inhabitable world. Ruins of an ancient Empire city were discovered on a dead world completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to the reports, the entire settlement is contained in a titanic glass dome that once had an artificial atmosphere. Your augurs detect the framework of 3 other small structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome system failed, and left behind is this city, a ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of the Imperium. Order the scouts to gather as many supplies as possible. where people flooded the city like a tidal wave, filled building after building, bunkhouse after bunkhouse, and receded from its quiet streets just as quickly. There were plenty of useful things among their findings, including foodstuffs and weapons. Explore the local police. Ghost sword. A lavish decorated estate of the local ruler towers over rows of featureless bunkhouses. Several explorers perished from the cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarmed the remaining traps in the estate. Anything of value had been promptly delivered to the rogue trader's vessel. The Lord Captain was even given an exclusive sword found in a secret cache that once belonged to the mansion's owner. Oh, and we gained the profit factor. Let's check the temple district. Trophies. The temple district is situated at the heart of the city. The God Emperor statue, intricately carved from precious crystal, is suspended beneath the dome, supported by chains of gold, and can be seen from anywhere in the colony. Inspired by the majestic sight, the expedition members set off to explore the area with renewed vigor. Soon enough, they stumbled upon an ancient weapon lying on the pedestal, wreathed in sunlight. The expedition brought it back to the ship and told many tales about the Emperor himself, who had been watching them from above and directed their attention to the sacred relic. And let's take the fuel as well. It takes several trips to deliver the massive Prometheum storage tanks to your vessel. The crew grimly points out the colony was running out of fuel. Had the life support system not failed prematurely, the locals would still have perished due to lack of energy. Okay, and we haven't been there. Still, we don't do that. Okay, let's check the journal. Cannot. Okay, I don't know. Contracts. We need Xenotech. Okay, let's back to the bridge, and we have to talk with Cassia about her behavior. Let's ask Abelard.
Lord Captain.
I hear you and Cassia exchanged word recently. What happened?
And who brought this piece of news to you, I wonder? Then again, I have nothing to hide from you. Of late, the helmsmen have been going off course with increasing frequency, and the reports are full of contradicting accounts. The problem continued, even after several demotions were handed out, so I took it upon myself to investigate. I was astonished to learn that our Lady Navigator has been amending entries in the ship's log, and the officers have been keeping silent on her orders. I immediately demanded an end to the outrageous conduct, and I reprimanded Lady Cassia in front of the officers. She greeted my words with silence, and then quickly departed. I should not have acted thus. I never even found out what drove her to do it. Lord Captain.
Okay. Now we need to talk to her.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Okay, let's ask her a few other questions.
As the only voice of our family on this vessel, it is an honor. As long as your questions are courteous, I will answer every one of them.
Is the Orselio prophecy system named after your ancestor?
You are shrewd indeed. My ancestor charted that route while fleeing the enemies of humanity. They say the Emperor himself was his guide, because the warp expelled their vessel without a single loss. Unfortunately, the lips of those who relate this tale seep with disgusting green hubris. I think Colleen Orselio was simply a skilled navigator.
I take it House Orselio has a rich history.
Oh, yes. The navigators of the house came to the Coronis Expanse fairly recently, a mere 208 years ago. Before that, our ancestors expanded the borders of humankind's dominion for the glory of the Emperor, blazing trails to different corners of the galaxy.
Who rules the house?
Just as a rogue trader stands at the head of a protectorate, a Novator heads a navigator house. It is the Novator who decides where to look for alliances and which path their bloodline is destined to tread. As for our house, the transfer of power to a successor is currently underway. In the meantime, Great Regent Auronto Orselio is ensuring the stability of the house.
You lived in seclusion on a close station until Colec committed his sabotage, so then you must be the Novator successor.
So, says Regent Auronto. Nothing is decided yet. Some people in the house become enshrouded in rolling grey clouds at the thought of me becoming the Novator. But even more are bound with dull leaden chains. They think I am not ready for such a burden.
With your permission, I would like to talk something else.
By all means.
Tell me about yourself.
I am a part of House Orselio, an ancient dynasty of the Navis nobility. Since time immemorial, our family has served to advance knowledge, pushing at the boundaries of the dark unknown. The Starway Atlas contains 2,843 routes that chart the sectors of the Segmentum Obscurus and reach all the way from the Coronis Expanse to Holy Terra. And uniting the Imperium's thousands of worlds. House Orselio is bound by commercial pacts to houses Galeatis, Ortina, Drotus, and... There is a dark blue knot tightening on your neck, Lord Captain. I can see my reply is not satisfying your thirst for knowledge. What is it you desire to hear exactly?
Allow me to ask you a few personal questions.
You have my permission, Lord Captain.
So you never lived anywhere other than Europe 5?
Hardly. According to the chronicles of the house, I was born on one of the Orselio worlds. Oh, what was it? Please forgive me, Lord Captain. My childhood memories are too vague. Sometimes I dream about the colorful birds that built their nests in the garden, or the servants dressed in purple livery, or the blue fog that rolled over the lowlands behind the palace. But everything is covered in a rosy haze. Perhaps it is my imagination, not my memory, that is painting these pictures.
Now I got an idea why she needed birds. Tell me about your life on the station.
My stay on the station was wholly dedicated to preparing me for my future duty. Astromancy, astrography, numerology, the histories of my house and the Imperium, as well as other disciplines. For many years, dozens of instructors tirelessly prepared me for my destiny. And once a year, Great Regent Auronto would come to the station. He would entrust his beautiful vessel to my command, so that I could master the practical aspects of our art as well.
Did you have friends, someone you could turn for a simpler conversation, not a discussion of yet another lecture?
The Regent gave me a bird from a sunlit planet once. I tried to befriend it and make it sing, but for some reason, it refused and died soon after. The instructors were too respectful of my duty to my house to waste precious time on idle chatter. Aside from them, there were only servants on the station. And you know they have their vocal cords removed, so they cannot break their vow of silence.
Beautiful.
And since the subject has been breached, Lord Captain, why do you not follow this honored tradition? Your decks are so garish. Apologies, I meant noisy. The rabble don't just chatter. Sometimes they shout and even sing. Why do you allow such a lack of restraint? Rogue traders are highborn, are they not?
You may find it difficult to believe, but the practice of depriving servants of their voice is not practically widespread outside of House or Celia.
Please forgive me, Lord Captain. I was sure it was a sacred tradition made sacrosanct by the ancient vows of obedience. I expect more surprises will be waiting for me outside the walls of Urak 5.
Why don't we talk about
You will
something
hear no
else?
objection from me, Lord Captain.
I have heard rumors that you are not getting along well with the crew. Panic flashes in her ruby-red eyes and your heart starts beating a little faster while your hands go cold. Oh yes, because she can project her emotions around her.
Not here. I'm begging you. Aren't noblemen supposed to discuss such things away from the servants?
Let us go to my study, no one will disturb us there.
Then lead the way, and I will answer all of your questions.
What is it you wanted to talk about, Lord Captain? I have nothing to say to your unfounded accusation about my conflicts with the crew. I cannot recall my having a single quarrel with any of your people during my entire time abroad. You have been willfully changing entries in the ship's logbook and forbidding officers from reporting it to Abelard. I beg to differ. I read numerous books on Astronotaris and can swear on House Orcelia's honor that your officers are entering data in complete contravention of regulation. False terms, random distances between lines, spelling mistakes, even the simplest of words. I have spent the last few cycles correcting the latest log entries, and I thought it would please Master Abelard, as he is so fond of order. And yet the Seneschal did not appreciate my efforts and for some reason called them an outrage. Even 2 mere days before he had been swaddling me in warm yellow words, I noticed all your people do this when they are expressing sympathy. I merely wanted to repay the Seneschal with the same courtesy. Perhaps he finds my friendliness off-putting. The messenger you rebuked butchered his own family and then killed himself. I haven't rebuked a single errand boy on this ship. Cassia ponders this for a moment. Ah, I think I remember. A kind young man with a shy smile and skillful fingers with too much rotten ochre on his shoulders. I grew tired of the disgusting color and advised him to lighten his burden by casting the weight off his shoulders. Did not come the next day or ever again. During the warp voyage you gave the wrong orders, which led to the vessel shifting off course and the service bay being destroyed. I saw something in the warp, something vast, predatory, shimmering with indescribable colors. It came from nowhere and stared at the ship with hundreds of hungry eyes. Right in our path, I decided to change the course while it was still possible, but did not want to sow panic. Would it have been better to tell the crew we were heading straight into a monster's foaming maw? The officers are reluctant to be quartered next to your chambers because of the constant emotional outbursts it causes them. Some even maim themselves and others. I already told you I cannot control my abilities. What else do you want from me? Will I be assigned a pariah, chaplain, or will you put me in suppressing shackles? Would you mind telling me why you need 100 species of bird and what you use them for? Admittedly, I am at loss myself. The day we arrived on Footfall, I sent a request to the ship's quartermaster and asked him to get me a songbird. But he never asked for clarification, and shortly before we left I had a countless number of cages delivered to me, all wrapped in bright red panic with flickering tints of fear. There was a bird in every one. I was so excited I thought I would have 100 friends instead of just one. They were squeaking so piteously I let the poor things out. I even fed them my breakfast and dinner, but the stupid birds would not stop chittering even after bedtime. They were dashing about the room, smacking me in the face with their wings and that word. I became angry and suddenly they started pecking at each other's eyes and attacking me. Then I became afraid and they fell over dead. I do not think I want to keep pets anymore. I think I heard enough. Will you share your thoughts with me? You have a kind soul but have difficulty reaching out to people. I could teach you the art of communication if you like. That would be wonderful. My education on Yurok 5 was cut short, but I had realized by then that the wisdom of books is a poor substitute for the wisdom of experience. Very well, since we are done with this misunderstanding, I would like to change the subject. It would only be fair for me to ask you a few questions now, wouldn't it? Cassia hesitates and continues in a less confident tone. Do not mistake me. I am not going to accuse you of anything. It's just that you are the most worthy interrupter on the entire ship and you are always so busy. What would you like to ask? I read treatises by Paisius the Mobius very recently, who claimed that subjects would never believe their new ruler was better than the old one unless the old one had been a tyrant. No matter the circumstances, the low-born rebel become deluded about their prospects and rebel in favor of their base desires. What do you make of that? Okay, let's see. Your interpretation of this classical text is not entirely correct. If the subjects have grown accustomed to the ruling house, all of the sovereign must do is refrain from breaching long-standing traditions, adjusting unwanted laws as gradually as you would shift the bed of a flooded river, and no one will ever take your power from you. On the contrary, the loyalty of the subject can be brought at a pittance. Lower a tax, throw them a festival, or feed the needy. The gracious gesture once every cycle will exalt you in the eyes of the rebel as if it were his own blessing. It has always been my option that the subject expect two things from someone: to abuse power and their best their babies. Succeed at both and boring as no. I think this is the good answer. Cassia thinks for a moment and then smiles. Indeed, I was not wrong about your merits or your ability to hold a conversation. I hope my second question does not confound you either. According to the 20 tomes penned by the preacher Oysterak Istafan, the forgotten mercy and cruelty go through the world hand in hand, but people flock only to one pan of the scale. Would you rather inspire fear in your followers or be magnanimous and choose awe? One must be a tyrant, a friend, and a jester to one's subjects. What matters is that to clearly discern which role is required at a given moment, and what are the chances of these. This is the best one anyway. You are saying strange things. I do not understand how you can even a jester. Stuff and nonsense. We may not think alike, and I do not always understand your motives, and yet, may I be candid with you? Please do continue. I must confess that sometimes I can hardly bear the burden of the house has placed upon me. I feel I am not doing my best. Tell me how you, heir to a protectorate, can bear the responsibility for billions of lives day after day and not stoop under all the weight. It's not always easy, but I try to lead the dynasty toward prosperity by worthy means. Thank you for your patience, Rakan. You are helping me to see the world in different colors. A novel experience for me. A conversation hold a special place in my heart. Allow me to bid you farewell for now. I am heading back to my chambers to consider today's conversations. Alright. So maybe that will solve the problem. Between the crew and Cassia, or at least there will be less problems. And I think this is a good point to end today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you in the next one. Bye.